what's up? I'm back. Video number 2. Video number 1 seemed to go over pretty well, and I got really good response to it. So I decided to make a second video, even though it's still kind of awkward to be filming myself. Beyond that, I'm excited actually, just because I'm looking forward to see what kind of what I can get out of this new sort of medium, as far as being able to communicate about my books and my writing, and writing in general. I'm really excited about this sort of format. So I'm going to read again from Blazed. I'm going to read the last poem that Jamie wrote. It was such an important wrote, and it was a last minute thing. That poem only existed the final day that I had before I had to turn the book in. I wasn't sure I was going to do it. The book itself had 3 different endings. There was the first ending where Jamie is killed. That car wreck is real. And there's a second ending where he stays in San Francisco, which I just couldn't sell it to myself. I wrote it and I didn't buy it. I couldn't sell that he wouldn't be loyal to his mother. And if I can't sell it to myself, then I can't write it. And then the third ending, which seemed much more plausible, which is Jamie staying in Juliet with his mom, and it's the only ending that makes sense. As much as some people might have despised it or hated it, or made them sad or angry, it was really the only way that story could have ended. And so the poem was really important to me because it tied in everything that throughout the book, all the themes. It tied in friendship. It was really big, really big part of that book was friendship. I really wanted to focus on Jamie's first basically friends, and I really wanted to develop that well. And then there was all the imagery and nostalgia of that's always displayed in the book. You have the nostalgic father going to Fort Mason where they saw Vertigo. Everything seems in the book is almost a reaction to something in the past. And so the poem really tied that together as well. And then stories. Obviously, it was a big focus in that last very piece of the book. Because I've always believed that, stories have the ability to save. You can be saved through story. They will never let you down, and they will never leave you. And it's the only thing in your life that's true of. And it was important for me to convey that, the importance of story. This is why I do it, what I do. I believe in story that much. So, also too, real quick, as most of you know, I have the Stitches novella available for $3 at www.jasonmyersexitheremedia.com. It has a cover so you can print it at home, bind it, and make it into a hard copy. I also have Simon Schuster released the Destroy novella for $1.99, and that is that's the first thing that I wrote where James Morgan first appeared. I wrote it back in 2006, and that's available. And then I have the Skullburn 77 novella on my website too, that I am the main character, which, I don't come out looking the best, but I'm doing okay in it. And it was fun to write. I wrote that in 24 hours. It was really fun to write that, and it's available. And then Blazed, obviously, I need to be clear about this again. Thank you guys so much. I need to thank you guys again for being awesome. I had worries about Blaze, concerns, and it's done phenomenally well, and that's because of you guys. Thank you so much. I have the best fans in the world. I know I always say that, but I'll say it again. I have the best fans in the world, and I see your guys' posts. I don't see all of them, but I do see a lot of them, and it's just phenomenal. It's fucking awesome. I fucking love you guys. I love all of you guys. Thank you so much for making Blaze a really well-selling book and spreading the word, and believing in Jamie as he carries my sort of that legacy of the first-person protagonist. Here I go. I'm gonna read from Blaze. It's that last poem. All right. In the shadows is where I found the most comfort. Away from all the noise and the distractions, away from the excuses, face to face with the isolation and the vast silence. Never a part of anything or anyone, but a reminder that yes, you're still fucking alive. When the car broke down in the desert, the only thing I grabbed for the endless stroll was my notebook and pencil. There was no way I was going to stop. There was no way I was going to stop this recording. No way this story was not going to be told. I've always understood the importance of stories. Just think about that. We are nothing without our stories. It rained once for 6 days straight, and when the rain finally ended, it was immediately replaced by a fog so thick some people swore it was smoke. This was the first time I saw her eyes in the fog. These golden, wandering eyes that faded into this dark brown hair which hung just perfectly down her back. For the next 2 days, I followed her through the fog and watched her from afar. Every time she laughed, I felt alive, but it was her singing that kept the journey moving, her voice that gave comfort to my soul and justified the worth of my curiosity. I often dream of these sunny afternoons when I'm swinging so high I can taste the sky. Those dreams usually end with me jumping from the swing into the ocean and laughing all the way to the bottom of the ocean floor where the only thing I see are more shadows. 2 days after we started walking through the desert, my notebook was full. We'd eaten cactus and tamed snakes and started a cult after meeting 20 beautiful girls and boys who were listening to the growlers and beach fossils and racing dirt bikes through the sand. One day I really will get to Paris, and I'll teach my girls all about Sartre, and I'll pour absinthe all over her body while she quotes from Beau. In Mexico, me and her danced all night and drank tequila, and she finally forgave me for that one choice I made, even though that choice kept us apart for so many years. The notebooks were the key to everything, though. She was able to read about what had happened since that day I'd left her the first time, and it was because of those stories that we were able to find each other once again and get right back to the place we'd left each other all those years ago. These are our days, and this is our time. The only things we will ever truly own are our days and our time and our stories. This is our life, and this is our only fucking chance in this special place where the sun triggers a million possibilities, and the moon gives us the quiet we need to try and understand what we did with those possibilities, and hopefully we did a lot. There's nothing sadder than a person with no stories of their own. There are no excuses for a dull life. There's no time for regrets. Everyone is given a choice to own their world. Everyone is given a blank notebook. Your memories are only as good as the life you fucking live, so live a good life, make history, burn through page after page, and drink the fucking air. In Vietnam, we rode motorcycles and talked about a park in San Francisco. In Cambodia, we took turns telling each other the story of how we got here, how we got to this place. We told our stories, and we laughed and we drank and we flipped another page as the stories moved on. The only real currency in this fucked up world are the stories we tell each other in the downtime of our lives. That's it. So, also too, real quick, I guess there will be another video, I'm thinking, but also, if you guys ever have any fucking questions for me, feel free to ask. Go to my website, www.jasonmyersexitheremedia.com, and there's a contact form. Fill the form out, leave your name, and with the question, and I will get back to it, the next video session. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys if you do have any questions. Anyway, hope you enjoy it, and until next time, have a great rest of the fucking week. Later.